How you doing today, folks? I just wanted to talk to you briefly about razor burn and irritation. And I know I said I wasn't going to talk about shaving technique, but one of the gentlemen in the forum, Mike, and others, seem to have issues with razor burn and irritation on their neck. And of course, when I first started out, I had the same problem. And I just wanted to tell you about some of the techniques that might be helpful to you in mitigating that. So first of all, you need to prep. And I'm not going to go into all the talk about prep because there's all kinds of information on that. There's pre-shave soaps, there's pre-shave creams, there's shave oils and all the rest of it, hot towels, you name it. Do your research on prep. The second thing is obviously great lather. You do need great lather. Again, I'm not going to go into that. You can look at Geo Fatboy, Michael Freeberg, and many others on how to build great lather, Mantic 59. All good sources for that. But what I want to talk about is the actual shave process and what tends to happen, or at least what happened to me. So coming from cart and electric, you're used to using more pressure, obviously. And you're tugging those hairs out, and especially with electric, even more pressure. So when I first started with DE, I was very cognizant of how much pressure I was using and the angle up here, because I started up here on the upper part of my face. Now I'm really focused, you know. And then after a while, I developed confidence, and I moved down to my neck. And now, all of a sudden, I've lost my focus, and because I'm confident, I'm complacent now. Now I've lost track of my angle, and I'm falling back into my old cart habit of using pressure. And that's something that happens unless you're really, really careful and deliberate. So one of the ways that you can remind yourself is if you shave the upper half of your face, before you go to your neck, you know, instead of going just straight down to here from here, put the razor down for just a second and go pressure and angle, pressure and angle. Actually say that. Pick the razor back up and say to yourself, pressure and angle. That will remind you to be cognizant of your pressure and angle, which makes all the difference in the world. That will make a lot of difference in and of itself, just like I said. The other thing is the grain and the way the grain goes. And everybody's aware of the textbook way of shaving, which is with the grain, across the grain, and against the grain. Some people just can't go against the grain at all. For me, it's east to west, and if I go 100% against the grain, which is horizontal across my neck, it's a little tough. So what I do is I sort of take a modified stroke. So I go from the bottom up, like a diagonal type of stroke, which is sort of against the grain and sort of across the grain. And it works very well for me. So I'll just use that stroke instead of 100% hitting it dead on. And that may help you as well, just experimenting with the different stroke. It doesn't have to be my diagonal stroke. It can be any old kind of stroke. You don't have to use a textbook method, particularly on your neck, because grain runs all over the place. Find the direction that works most effectively for you in terms of cutting the hair without irritating yourself. It could be a very bizarre angle, but experiment and find what works. The other thing I would say is your face will give you feedback, and when it talks to you, you need to listen. When you start to feel any sort of stinging or burning during your shave, stop. If you're shaving your neck and you start feeling that feeling, and you know what it is usually, stop. It's telling you, your face is telling you, you're treating me badly, and I'm going to give it to you on the backside. And later, you'll be burning, and it will be very uncomfortable. Your face tried to warn you, and you ignored it. Stop. Don't continue to shave that area. Give your face a rest. Maybe give it a day or two rest if necessary. So I hope these techniques might help you a little bit. You know, find what works for you. I've heard of people using X patterns on their neck. The neck is a sensitive and troublesome spot for a lot of people. So don't think you have to be textbook there. But where you should be textbook is in your angle and pressure. Remind yourself. I hope you will find this helpful. If you have any questions, as always, make a comment below. And as always, have a great day. Have a great shave.